Ronak and Esha, you guys are enjoying your food at the moment. I mean, we've been in touch over the last several hours. Unbelievably consistent, man. Unbelievably consistent. Many congratulations. Thank you for your time. I know internet in Hangzhou at the venue has been a bit of an issue. I know you are staying at a distance. Thank you for acceding to the request once again. After Munich, this is now becoming a pattern, and we must continue this, and we will celebrate Asia's gold medal, fingers crossed, at the Asian Games in Nagoya as well. First question, 10.9 to finish off for Asia. Asia, you are at the form of your life. I mean, you are at the form of your life. This peak consistency, peak excellence over periods. In Munich, it was May, if I remember, around the 25th of May, that world record was broken, 43. Here you are in Hangzhou, couple of months, 2.5 months later, you're still in that same rich vein of form. Explain to me this consistency of yours.
I think basically I just like to play my game and I focus on my process when I'm in the match. I do have expectations. Of course, I have thoughts like any other athlete, but I don't let it come in the way. It is there in the back of my mind, but I think that's how you should play. I mean, you can't just make them go away. There's no magic trick or like a secret that uh, if you feel like the most athletes that win have, but I feel it's just you go with the pressure and that's how you play. And the more you play matches, you'll just have experiences, so you'll have like those backup points that you have gained through those experiences. And I think that's what has happened with me. All the matches I've played, I've just like noted down, worked on them in training. And yeah, every time my goal is just to execute what I've trained for.
Yeah, I mean, this is the other question, that when you are in this kind of form, we in the media, we will talk about it. We in the media will celebrate this level of performance. We will celebrate this level of consistency. We will build up an athlete, because as we know, we are starved of champions. Yesterday, Mirabai Chanu did brilliantly well at the CWG. Today, you've done brilliantly well. Our women doing fabulously well. We are starved of champions. We will build you up. How do you kind of insulate yourself from pressure? How do you insulate yourself from this kind of build-up and kind of create your own protective cocoon where you don't let outside noise disturb you? How does Esha Singh keep herself in that zone?
I'm really looking forward to Asian Games. I'm very excited. And I think I'm just going to look at it as just another competition. I just have to do the same thing. Of course, I do know that there are expectations, but I think at the same time, I do remind myself that I play for myself and I'm just here to execute whatever I have worked on for so many days. And yeah, I just keep things same. I don't change anything.
Ron, a question for you. I mean, as coach, it is very, very important, this home stretch, right? The next couple of months, and Esha will be shooting at the Asian Games for India with all this build-up around her. Needless to say, she has been in stellar form, and needless to say, you've had a major role. How do you kind of look at it over the next month and a half, Ronak? What is your schedule? Because I remember Gopi telling me that during Rio, he had lost 9 kilos training Sindhu. I remember, I mean, you look at you and I have all gray hair. I mean, me from running a startup business and you from coaching Asia. So both of us are in the same boat, my friend. What is your deal over the next month and a half? How do you want to prepare Asia for that Asian Games moment? Tell me about Ronak Pandit's next 1.5 months of his time of coaching Esha Singh.
So yeah, the next month and a half is important, but not because it's Asian Games. I think it's just because we have an important competition coming up. We are not going to name it and unnecessarily make things tougher for us. But see, we didn't go into Munich wanting to create a world record or to win a gold. We didn't come here wanting to win a gold. We are students of the game. We are trying to master a particular skill. We are trying to work our way towards excellence in this sport. And all that we focus on is what are our strengths and what are our areas of improvement. And we just keep our minds on the areas we need to improve and how we can do that effectively in training, paying attention to every aspect of performance, technical, tactical, physical, psychological, rest and recovery, everything. So we're just trying to be 1% better every day, and with every passing day, with every passing week, we should become stronger athletes, stronger competitors. So even here, um, the focus is not that we won the discussion is not that we won the gold today. The discussion that we are still having is what went right in this competition, and what more can we do to get better. So all the discussion is going to revolve around, like for example, if I was to give a very objective thing, then something like we need to improve on our lift, which can get better. There's still a lot of room for improvement there. So we'll just be working on our lift, we'll be working on our triggering, things like that. And then whenever the next match is, we'll focus on it, and that's how it's going to go till the last day of competition ever, till she decides to retire. I think we'll just keep this kind of an attitude.
It is very, very important when you are playing a high visibility event like the Asian Games to kind of deal with pressure. My question is, we keep hearing that athletes or elite international athletes find it difficult to stay at a peak far too often. And we've continuously heard this, that for elite athletes to peak multiple times is exceedingly difficult. How do you kind of look at that, Ronak? Both you and Esha. Esha has been at her peak over the last several months. Can a shooter kind of stay at that level? Can she continue to shoot at that level for several months? How do you pace yourself is actually what I wanted to ask.
So I think you can't deliver the same score every time, but you can deliver a good performance every time. Now sometimes what happens is, with a good performance you might get a 590. With a good performance you may also get a 585. And then whether you win a medal or not also depends on how others performed on that day, right? So if you're going to seek consistency in terms of outcome, in terms of medals, it's not in your hands, honestly. But if you're looking at consistency in terms of performance, then that is in your hands. And if you're very clear with regards to what your process is, what your focus points are, going into the next game, what are the areas you need to work on. If you are keeping your head down on these kind of thoughts, then it's easier to stay consistent at the higher level. And probably that is the reason why there is consistency in our results. And I think, so let's not measure anything in terms of medals, because that depends more so on what others do. But as far as performance is concerned, I think I would rate this as a better competition than Munich. Though in Munich her score was higher, but here the challenges were more, and the way she responded to those challenges was heartening to see. And so this performance was better, but there we had the world record. So we are just thinking in terms of performances and not medals.
Ronak and Esha are also about food, and I think that is the best part about this partnership. And I think the three of us get along so well is because of food. We are all foodies. We love our food, and what is life without food? I know in Munich it was about that fantastic Italian restaurant that you all went to. I know Esha loves her food, or was it Italian? What is it this time round? I'm sure you guys have done food, because I know you all went out for a meal. What was it this time round? How has it been? How has the celebration been, and how has Ronak treated you, Esha? Give me a lowdown on what the celebration was like, and where did you eat? Because in the Asian Games, I have to say this, we must go out together. Fingers crossed, celebrating your medal, and this time the treat will be on me. So here's Esha Singh. Esha, what was it this time round? How was food this time round? That's my last question.
Yeah, we did celebrate, but not the kind in Munich. We ended up coming to a burger joint, but this time I took Sir. So I think it's due on his side. But yeah, we ended up having a really good meal, and I was just telling Sir that I don't think I can imagine getting along with someone who is not as excited as me or Sir for food. We're like big time foodies. So yeah, I look forward to having a meal, especially after a match, because you're so hungry, you've performed, and you were under a very pressurized state. So your body is like functioning way more than it should. So yeah, we just celebrated over a really good meal.
So, even like a few days back, we had the epistle competition, and the debrief after the epistle competition was in an Italian restaurant. And then last evening, it was a Thai meal, and now the debrief happened over a burger. So yeah, food works well for us. And this time, so Munich, I treated her over the fondue, and this time it was burger from Isha to me. So yeah, good going. And Boria, keep your wishes coming, because we love food. We want reasons to celebrate and eat. So keep your wishes coming. Thanks.